What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. It is time for all the mage mains to assemble in the game. The game developers have finally shown us the skills of the new mages in the game. These new mages are broken as hell, and all I can say is one of them is better than Ming, as you guys are gonna see as we go through the skills. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let's check out this new goodness in Call of Dragons. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, another day, another video. Another broken hero has entered the building. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Mr. Vardun. This guy is going to be displacing Ming as the best mage hero in the game. And you guys are going to see. Let us go over the skills real quick and see what he is capable of doing. Now we're going to start off with this rage skill known as the Chaos Rune. The rage cost is 1000, attack range very far. Depending on rune type, the legion casts 1. Thunder, deals magic damage to the target legion, damage factor 2000. The second rune could be fire, deals diffused magic damage to the target legion and 2 nearby enemy legions, damage factor 1600. The third type of rune is known as the quake, deals diffused magic damage to 3 enemy legions in a forward rectangle, damage factor 1800. The legion gains a random rune upon entering battle and gains a rune according to target legion unit type after casting a rage skill. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most broken skills in Call of Dragons. Now you can see there are 3 different types of runes. You're gonna get only one randomly. You're not gonna be using all of them at the same time. You're only going to get one. And from the looks of it, if you know the enemy to target, whether it's infantry, cavalry, or a mage, you're going to trigger a specific rune. I think that's how it's going to work. So this is going to be fantastic for the field. So when you look at the fire skills, it says deals diffuse magic damage to the target legion and then 2 nearby enemy legions. So this one is going to be pretty good because if the target is on the left and on the right, you can hit them because they are near the main target. But the quake is a little bit different. It says the damage goes forward in a rectangular shape. So it means if 2 enemies are kind of like far apart, you will be able to miss some of them with this skill. But since it's going to be going in a forward rectangle shape, it can also catch people who are kind of far away. I don't know what's going to be the length of this rectangle, so it's going to be pretty awesome. This hero is going to be crazy in doing some good stuff. Let's keep this pushing, guys. We're going to go to skill number 2. Known as the Ravaging Flame. When the legion gains a rune via casting a rage skill while in the field, the rune becomes a Ravaging Rune. Can be triggered once every 30 seconds. So when you enter battle and then you get out, you don't really need 30 seconds, so you will be able to trigger this multiple times. Consume a Ravaging Rune to cast fire upon 3 enemy legions, dealing diffused damage. Legions that take damage gain slow. March speed minus 30% for 3 seconds. So we're going to pause here for a second. This is one of the most broken skills in the game. It is absolutely crazy. Now it says your rune is going to be the fire rune. So when you trigger this second skill, you're going to be hitting the enemy with the fire rune, which says deals diffuse magic damage to the target legion and 2 nearby enemy legion, damage factor 1600. So we're going to keep going and then we're going to come back to this skill again because I need to explain it again. We move on to skill number 3. Legion magic units gain 20% defense and 20% magic attack. That is straightforward. We go on to skill number 4. It says when casting Chaos Rune, the target legion's infantry units lose 40% defense. Cavalry units lose 40% HP. Marksman units deal 40% less normal attack damage. And magic units deal 40% less hero skill damage for 10 seconds. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the heroes that you need in your lineup to debuff those enemies in front and help you do some crazy stuff against them with this hero. He's gonna be awesome, guys. Man, 40% defense for infantry. This is gonna be awesome when you hit those infantry on the field. Now we go to the Awakening. Oh, let's go back here as well. Take a look at this, guys. Magic units also deal 40% less hero skill damage for 10 seconds. This is awesome. It's gonna punish Ming for sure. because Ming does damage almost every 2 seconds. So this thing is going to be very good in debuffing Ming. So when we go to the awakening, it says the Legion deals 20% more hero rage skill damage, while in the field, the Legion has a 100% chance to gain a ravaging rune upon entering battle. Now this is the reason Vardun is better than Ming, and it's because of this awakening skill. You guys want to know how it's going to work? So it says when you enter battle, you're going to gain a ravaging rune. Now from before, you gain a ravaging rune when you cast a rage skill. But if you awaken this hero, you're going to get a ravaging rune when you enter the fight immediately. So what happens when you gain the ravaging rune? We're going to go back to skill number 2, which is this one right here. It says when the Legion gains a rune via casting a rage skill, okay? But since you're going to be gaining a rune without casting a rage skill, that rune is going to be doing fire damage. So when you enter the fight, you're going to be doing 1,600 diffused magic skill damage to 3 targets in front of you. City hopping with this guy is going to be insane. You go in, hit them once, boom, diffused magic skill damage, 1,600 damage factor. This is absolutely nuts. I hope it works like that. Correct me down below if I'm mistaken on this skill, guys. As always, we're going to need the heroes in the game to test them out to see if this is correct. So I may be out of line, but I think I am correct. When you enter the battle with the awakening skill, you gain a rune. You're going to consume that rune and do fire damage, hitting 3 targets in front, which is absolutely nuts. And you also slow them down by minus 30%. This is some good stuff. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Vardun in Call of Dragons. One thing that I like is that he is not dependent on the other hero, which means you will be able to pair up this guy with many other mage heroes in the game. So if you want to invest, this guy is going to be the solution for you. Let us keep this party going. Now it is time to check out the other mage hero in the game. I wasn't too excited about this guy, but I think it's going to be pretty good. Mr. Cantaman. Wow, this guy is colorful. Look at his stick. His hands are glowing. Okay, let's check out the skill. Enfeebling Vine. Rage skill. Rage costs 1,000. Attack range very far. It says deals magic damage to the target legion. Damage factor 2,000. And inflicts feeble. Damage dealt minus 15% for 3 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be good at dealing with those infantry in front. There is one hero in the game who can inflict feeble, and that hero is Kinara. And we see that skill over here with Mr. Cantaman. So this is pretty good skill. Yep, it is good, guys. Gonna be debuffing those infantry in front, letting them do less damage, 15%. So that's gonna be nice. Moving on to skill number 2. When launching a rally, the Legion gains 10% attack. When launching a normal attack, the Legion has a 50% chance to gain crafty. Cannot be hit by target Legion's counterattacks for 3 seconds. This effect can trigger 2 times per second. So I am not too excited about this skill because of what happened with Tohar. You know, when they changed Tohar, we thought his channeling was going to be working in the open field. Unfortunately, the channeling for Tohar doesn't work in the open field, which means this counterattack ignorance skill is not going to work in open field PvP. It's going to work in rallies, but I don't think it's going to be working on the skill. Man, it would have been nice if it could work in the open field, but I don't see that happening. So we're going to go on to skill number 3, which is the Titan Steers. Legion magic units gain 20% HP and ignore 20% of enemy defense. I am not too impressed with Cantaman, but I think it's pretty good. And then skill number 4. When inflicting a debuff via an innate skill, the Legion ignores 8% of enemy defense, maximum 48% for 10 seconds. So we have seen that this guy can debuff enemies from his rage skill with this feeble skill. And I don't think Vardun can also debuff enemies. So it's going to take you a very long time to get all the debuffs that you want. The person that I see pairing very well with this hero is going to be Velin, because Velin can put a lot of debuffs every now and then. So Velin is the one who can max out these debuffs in a short time. But with Cantaman, it's going to be a long time in the fight. to get the full 48%. But anyways, let's keep this going. We go to the Awakening, Ebb and Flow. When magic heroes in the Legion cast a rage skill that only deals 1 instance of damage, it deals 15% more damage. So this one is going to be boosting the first rune for Cantaman, the one that does 2000 skill damage. And then it goes on to say if it deals multiple instances of damage, it deals an extra 7% damage for each instant dealt, maximum 56%. So you can get up to 56% more damage dealt. So it's going to be working well with Vardun and pretty much any other mage hero in the game who can do hero skill. So I see Velin working very good with this guy. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of attack in this lineup, so I don't know if this guy is going to be doing very good with Velin. But I think it's going to be awesome with Vardun since they were meant to work together. His Awakening is going to be doing some good stuff for Vardun. This one right here, 56% more damage dealt, which is pretty good. So now that we have checked out the skills of these two heroes, I really like how you don't really need to put them together to get the best value out of them. So I think this is good, which means a lot of people are going to be getting this guy right here, Vardun, and then pairing him up with Selûne. I think that is going to be the best way to go about investing in these G5 infantry heroes, unless you want the feeble skill from this guy to debuff your enemies on the field. So that's going to be good. Otherwise, I think Vardun and Selûne is going to be probably the best mage march in the game, if I'm not mistaken. This guy is also going to be good with Vardun, so we're going to have to wait and see. I don't want to get ahead of myself, so this is just initial thoughts about the hero. They are looking pretty good, and Vardun is the one that I'm going to be maxing out. The guy is probably going to be better than Ming with his instant impact skill. Unfortunately, you need to awaken him in order to trigger his second skill and hit the enemy when you enter battle. Man, this is going to be awesome. Up next, we're going to check out the artifact, and then we check out the war pet. So the artifact is pretty good. I think they showed like a good version when we clicked on the Roots of War. So this is the artifact, guys. At level number 5, you're going to get magic unit defense of plus 40%, legion attack plus 22%, damage taken, blah, blah, blah. This is what we have here. And it says, summons a fallen star that rolls in a designated direction, repelling up to 5 enemy legions, dealing diffused magic damage. Damage factor 4,500 and inflicting stun for 1 second. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. This is some good stuff, man. Let us continue reading the skills. I have some parts here. Okay, inflict stun for 1 second, and then this fallen star leaves doom flames in its wake that burn for 5 seconds, dealing diffuse magic damage every second to up to 5 nearby enemy legions. Damage factor 100. Oh my goodness, I think this damage factor is gonna go up because this is just level 1. So we could be looking at 500 diffuse damage factor or even 1,000 at max level. Man, this artifact is going to be nuts. Wait until you see the passive ability of this artifact. Now, additional effect. When the Legion gains a rune, it gains magic keen. Magic attack plus 12% for 15 seconds. I think this magic attack is going to go all the way up to 30%, just like Lilia Infernal Flame. But this artifact is 100% better than the Lilia Infernal Flame. With Lilia, to get the extra magic attack, she needs to cast a rage skill in order to get the attack, and she also needs to inflict a scorch, which she could miss sometimes. But when it comes to Vardun, you just need to awaken the guy, because when you awaken Vardun, you're gonna get a rune every time you enter battle, which means you're gonna trigger this artifact immediately, giving you like up to 30% attack when you enter the fight, and you're gonna be wrecking your enemies. Plus, the artifact here is magic unit defense, and Vardun also has like a 20% attack in his skills. So we're looking at almost 50% magic attack, and you got some nice defense. Man, this is some good combination for this hero. Man, things are gonna be crazy for the mages on the field. Last part of the video is gonna be the new war pet. I'm not too impressed. It looks good, but I don't think people are gonna be going for it because of the crazy counterattack in the open field and everybody is building sand lizards. But anyways, this pet could be good. It says deals magic damage to the target legion, damage factor blah 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 determined by intelligence, which ignores 10% of the target's magic defense. Each time the legion inflicts a new debuff type via an innate skill, it gains 1 stack of fantasy mark, causing the next instance of Warpet rage skill damage to ignore 15% of the target's magic defense, maximum 5 stacks. Casting a Warpet's rage skill resets stack count and sets all debuff types as new again. So again guys, this Warpet is not locked to anybody. So any mage hero who can like put a debuff with an innate skill is going to be using this thing. And we got Walder who can use this pet. We got Velin who I believe is going to use this pet better than everybody else. So I think this pet belongs to Velin, guys. Velin is the one who can maximize this pet. When it comes to Cantaman, Cantaman can put 1 debuff from his rage skill, but Velin can put multiple debuffs on enemies. Let us check out some heroes who can really use the Magifox efficiently. The first one that we mentioned was Mr. Velin. If I can find him. Heroes like to hide. Okay, so here is Velin. From his rage skill, he can put a debuff, which is the Hoarfrost. So that is 1. We go on to skill number 4. Okay, here. When in battle, Legion has 20% chance to inflict magic defense break and Hoarfrost on the target for 3 seconds. So we're looking at 2 debuffs at the same time. As you guys can see, Velin is the one who can use the new Magifox more efficiently. And Velin can pair well with Cantaman. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of attack. I don't know how you're going to balance this Legion in the open field, but they could work well. Another one that I see using that pet properly is going to be this debuff hero, aka Musiang. Musiang also has a debuff, so that's going to be nice. Another one is going to be Madame Thunderlin. When we check out her rage skill, does she really... Who did I just click? Okay, Thunderlin right here. Okay, I think Thunderlin puts a debuff on enemy. Inflict numbness. Yep. She's gonna put debuffs on the enemies, and you know, she can use that new Warpet nicely. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is everything about the new addition in Call of Dragons. They will be in the game within the next 24 hours, so I cannot wait to unlock Mr. Vardun and start working on him right away. This guy is the one that I'm gonna max out. I think I'm gonna hold off on Mr. Cantaman. I will be investing on Seluna instead, pair them together, and then see how they play out. How are you going to be working on these new mages? Feel free to comment down below in the comment section. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Until then, we shall meet again in the next one. Bye bye for now.